AJ here with BSC, and today we're going to start our series on reloading gadgets. Reloading gadgets. So if you're just getting into reloading or you're thinking about getting into it, there are thousands and thousands of gadgets and tools that you could buy and use to help or not help along with that process. Some of them are gimmicky, some of them are actually useful. So all the gadgets in this series are going to be $25 and under, and we're just going to give our opinion on whether or not it's worth the price. Today, we're starting out with these Headspace gauges. Check it out. So, today we're going to look at two specific gauges. One is the Headspace and case length gauge for the 223. It's really going to be indicative of all rifle ammunition. And we're going to look at the Headspace and cartridge length gauge, today chambered in the 9mm. And these are two of the most widely used widely reloaded rifle and pistol ammunitions on the market. So we thought we'd look at these and just give you a heads up on them. So, real quick, when you purchase these, they come with the gauge, and it comes with a little instruction / propaganda booklet. So, tells you this, gives you instructions on how to use it, and then this one here just happens to have different styles of gauges available through Lyman, but they are made in the USA, and I'm all about that. So these are from Lyman. It doesn't really matter the brand. I just happen to have Lyman ones. So here we go. The 223 rifle gauge looks like this. Now this is called a headspace and case length gauge because, well, it checks your headspace and your case length. As a for instance, I think I have here. So I have one that has been decapped and resized. That is important. So after you do your decapping and resizing, you'll just slide it in, and it should fit down just like so. I apologize, I don't know where the camera's at. But if you see, it sits on the lower shelf, nice and flush, and then as you turn it, the case is right there at the edge. You see it going in and out there. So the length of the case matches the bottom step on the bottom, and that's how you know that your case is resized properly. So there's no trimming involved in this case. It is already done, and it's an easy check. So you just grab, stick it in, good to go, drop, grab the next one, good, next one, good, and it's a great way to just quickly check them. It only takes a few seconds. Good, and I can just keep on going on and so forth. Now, if you have one that has been, I think I have one here. So if you have one that has, doesn't pass, so say this one here, see how it sits up top, the headspace is off, the case length is not going to match because it's obviously not going to sit down all the way. So now they know that this case is not been formed properly or hasn't been resized properly, or my case is too long and that's why it's not seating down all the way. So I know that there's an issue with this case that needs to be addressed. This particular case has not been decapped or resized, so I know there's something wrong with it. And then we'll fix that as we go along. But another useful item or useful use for this item is once your round has been completed, you have reprimered, you have powdered it, you put your bullet in, you've done your crimping, you're good to go. You'll run it through to make sure that your headspace is still good and that your case length is still good. Now, if you'll notice on this one, I don't know if you can see it, it is slightly below the top where it used to be. Well, actually it's not. That one's actually pretty good. But it can be just slightly below the top, and it's not really that big of a deal. And for that, as your wall of your case neck is up, and you seat your bullet, and then as you say this is level to the top, it crimps in. It may come down in what is officially known as a hair. So as you seat that or crimp that down, the bullet may crimp in just a hair, and it may be a little bit lower than the gauge, and it's not that big of a deal. But as you're doing these, my jar of freedom here, so once you've completed the bullet and you've made it and you've done all your thing, set it in, you're good. Set it in, you're good. It should just pop right out. So, in, good, pops right out. In, good, pops right out. And if it doesn't do that and it gets stuck, you know, and it's jammed in there, then you know there's an issue and you may need to fix that. And we'll talk about that later. But, so the 223 Headspace gauge, or the rifle space Headspace gauge, excuse me, I can't talk for some reason. Personally, I think it's a good idea. It's thumbs up for me on this one. So, pistol cartridge gauge. Now this is a little bit different. Now, I don't have any that have been recapped or resized. These have not been processed yet, but if you notice, this sticks up. So, just like the rifle, after we've done our decapping and resizing, we'll stick it in. We'll make sure it goes down all the way. This one obviously hasn't because I haven't decapped or resized it, but it's a quick check. Now, the only difference is between the pistol and the rifle. Well, there's several differences, but if you notice, the case is shorter than the gauge. And the reason for that is this. This does not check case length. It checks headspace and cartridge length. And by cartridge length, I'm talking the length of the cartridge. So my headspace on my finished bullet is good. Excuse me, camera's over here. And the length is good. See how it doesn't protrude past the end of the case. So my length is good. So my maximum length for my 9mm should be this big. So it should not stick out of the end. And that's just a quick check. So as I'm going through, in, down, check, good. Next one, in, check, I'm good to go. So it's a quick reference. I can just check it real quick. And personally, in my personal opinion, is nothing can replace the micrometer. You should always have a micrometer with you. This is, I don't think, is a replacement, but it's just a good check to make sure that you're on the right track when you're reloading. So now another use that I have for this pistol one is important to me, and it actually came to me as I was just doing it. So my everyday carrier, my EDC rounds, nothing goes in these magazines without going through here first, and here's why. I purchased some EDC rounds. These just happen to be hollow points, and I purchased them for the purpose of actually carrying every day. Now, reloading these is really not cost effective, so it's just easier just to purchase these off the shelf and go about my business rather than reloading. So anybody who's been reloading for a little bit knows that reloading pistol rounds is not really a cost effective way, whereas reloading a 223 or most rifle rounds is extremely cost effective. Pistol, not so much. And especially if you're reloading EDC rounds, it's definitely not very cost effective. So unless you're actually casting the bullet yourself, you're not really going to save any money on pistol rounds anyways. It's more of a just for the love of doing it. So now the reason I use this with off the shelf ammo is because I want to make sure that that ammo was properly made before I put it in my EDC magazine. And the reason for that is in case I come along, see this one here is just above the bottom of the shelf, but it's not over the top. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a very good job with this camera work. And the reason for that is we want to make sure it's actually going to fire, right? EDC, everyday carry, or emergency rounds. So should I need to use this or use my weapon in an emergency situation to save my life or the life of my family, or, you know, for whatever reason, I want to make sure that that ammo is going to work, because my ammunition should be the last thing I'm thinking about in that scenario. So you stick it in and boom. See, this one here is above, I don't know why I keep doing that. This one here is above the top of the top shelf outside of the case or outside of the gauge. and it is an absolute no-go. Now, this round will probably fire through a full-size pistol. Beretta PX4, I know they fire fine through there, but something like a subcompact, a Taurus Slim, or Glock 43, you're going to have issues. And there's a 77% chance or a 70% chance that it's actually not going to fire at all. And that is the last thing you want to have. So subcompacts are a little more finicky, just because they don't have the breech spring. It's not going to push that breech forward enough, and it's going to stay out of battery. But you want to make sure that the ammo is going to be fired, or it's going to fire properly when using it. So going through, there should be absolutely no reason this ammo is having problems. So that I was astounded when I saw that. I was like, there's absolutely no way. So now a round like this is not going to fire through most full-size pistols. Beretta should be fine. Well, I'm going to give it a 60-40. A Glock 19, probably not going to work. Glocks are a little finicky, but this round, retail, off the shelf, I want to say 75 to 85 cents a round. It is specifically designed for personal protection and EDC, and there's absolutely no way this round should fail. None. So should I need this round in my subcompact, it could have got me killed, because it was gonna, I will get a misfire on this on a subcompact, and there's absolutely no reason for it. So this little gauge could have saved my life. Not to be too dramatic, but it could have. And that's why I like these gauges. So a quick review: pistol gauge, good to go. Cartridge is good. Sorry, I got interrupted there, but pistol gauge, I'm good. I'm where I need to be. My cartridge length is good. I can move on. Rifle gauge, headspace is good. Case length is good. I can move on. So now, the meat of it. These both get thumbs up for me. I like these items. I think they're essential in reloading. Everybody should have one of these on their reloading bench somewhere. As far as price, depending on where you get it, Amazon, Midway, excuse me, I'm sorry, Amazon, Midway, Cabela / Bass Pro, Shields, my favorite place. Shields, anywhere that ammunition reloading supplies are available, your local shops, whatever, you should be able to pick one of these up. They range in price, I want to say about $15 to $20. I think this was $18 for the rifle, the 223. This was about $15 for the 9mm. And again, thumbs up. And speaking of thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. I apologize for the crappy camera work, but hey, hit the subscribe button. We will put a link to these in the description. If you follow that link and purchase them through that link, it does help out the channel with absolutely no additional cost to you. So, train and carry every day. See ya.